In the 21st century, it's going to be imperative that we engineer our focus, right? Because our attention span is already engineered for us, meaning that we are not truly observing things. We are just jumping from one thing to another due to a lack of focus. So this is when we get into developing ADHD and things like that. Now, what I want to say first is that none of these things are inherently bad. Like a lack of focus, procrastination, going off a project to explore something new, none of these things is problems, but they can become problems if we're not the person that's responsibly directing our spirit and our awareness. Because a lot of the times we can become aware of things that are not assisting us with solving our problems, right? For example, things like love and hip hop and drama and stuff like that, like just things that are going on in the world. Let's say what's going on with the Kim Kardashians, what's going on with LeBron James and stuff like that. Okay, all that is wonderful, but let's focus on what's going on with us as individuals, because we're here on earth to evolve ourselves by leveling up. Now, leveling up is just meeting daily challenges at our current skill level so we can actually test for a new resistance, just like a stock or whatever you want to call it, so we can expand our awareness and expand what we're capable of. So we're becoming capable of more things, but that's only if we take our focus, put it on the solution to our problems, so we can actually transcend our current identity, so we can really become who we have always visualized and imagined ourselves to be. You can have like a vision board in your room. You've always imagined and visualized yourself. Like for me, for example, I always imagined and visualized myself as some type of creative director who is creatively expressing his imagination in many different fields: music, art, literature, writing books, and all these different things. However, these things will not realize themselves, meaning that every day I have to take my attention, focus it on a problem, not look at it like it's a problem, because all problems is just really ticking time bombs. Because when you don't solve your problems, you get to experience what? Hell. Something that you dislike, something that you don't want to be in. But something in us, an internal mechanism, a subconscious mechanism within us, is based on how much time we've spent in identifying who we are. Whatever you identify with, that is exactly what you're going to multiply. So we have a stream of thoughts and feelings that we identify with as that being the self, the core image, the self-image, who we are. We could focus our attention, right? We can have our focus engineered for us, right? Because social engineering is a real thing. What people are into, a lot of these things are social engineering and stuff like that, based on creating categories and blah, blah, blah. Prove the CIA, the FBI do, whatever. We all do this stuff on our own level. But if we don't use our focus to tap into the solution and render that solution through exposing ourselves to certain degrees of discomfort, so we can actually allow ourselves to bring about that solution and actualize it into existence, so we can actually experience the reality that we say we want to experience. Because no one is going to give you the thing that you say you want. You're going to have to give that thing to yourself by actually building it, by actually working on it, by actually having faith in yourself, by actually be willing to experiment and actually, change your direction after the experiment. Because, every day is an experiment, and every day we change our direction based on the experiment and stuff like that. So what am I saying? I'm basically saying that we have a belief system that prevents us from moving forward with certain, things that we already want to do. Meaning that our belief system is exposing us right now to a problem, right? And this problem we have been facing our whole lives. But if we don't take our attention, our focus, and our beliefs and modify those things and really focus in on the solution and zone out on everything else and allow that to come into existence via us experiencing degrees of discomfort, because all discomfort is just a suggestion that's saying, hey, you're exposing yourself to a degree of challenge, to a degree of anxiety, instead of just sitting there and being bored. And that allows us to actually grow and expand our potential. If you're not willing to go through any type of resistance, you cannot expand yourself, because you're not swimming against a force that is not, I don't want to say opposite to you or some shit like that, but you're pushing the boundary of your reality, right? Now we have a belief system. Our belief system tells us the boundary of our reality. You can tell yourself, man, I'm a short black man and my opportunities are limited. You can tell yourself, man, you can tell yourself anything. The point is, we tell ourselves a story and narrative that makes us live the life that we are currently at. What I'm saying is that we're currently tired of the life that we have been experiencing, and we want to move forward and live a new life, right? A life that is purposeful, a life that is meaningful, a life that is exciting rather than boring. Because right now, you can get a lot of your dopamine from TikTok, Instagram, constantly scrolling, looking for laughter. But if you actually chase purpose, purpose will chase you. Meaning that whatever dopamine you need, it will be released when you're solving that problem. Because you're no longer abusing your faculties. Because when we're scrolling, we're just kind of abusing our mind. We're abusing the dopamine cycle, circus or whatever like that, right? Whenever we run around as men, sleeping with multiple women, we're just abusing our sexual organs. We're abusing oxytocin and things like that. Point is, we're letting our mind and our body be used for us through social engineering, through all that bullshit, instead of us engineering ourselves. See, you will have to make a choice today and tomorrow, the next day, the next week, preferably today. Do you want someone else to engineer your reality for you, or do you want to engineer your own reality? Because, I'm seeing, clearly learning that, damn, if I don't engineer my reality for myself, I'm gonna need a handy-out. Now, I'm not looking for no handy-out. I'm looking to be a focused engineer. I'm looking to solve problems so I can share that with the marketplace as solutions, so I can expand and become a figure of authority in my area of expertise. But that requires mental focus, that requires discipline, that requires persistence beyond failure, that requires experimentation, that requires a certain degree of being comfortable with when it comes to dealing with unfamiliar challenges, that requires pushing the status quo every single day. That means on a daily basis, I'm educating myself, I'm putting myself in spaces that allow myself to expand the reality that I claim I want to experience. If you're not putting yourself in places and spaces that allow you to expand the reality that you say you want to experience by engaging with high vibrational thoughts or feelings, or by just, meditating or whatever it is that you do to be at your best, then you're not going to be able to experience that reality, because you're not solving the daily problems. You're not meeting the daily tasks that requires you and forces you to level up. So in this life, you will be forced to level up, because you will get tired of where you are, you will get tired of hell, and you'll be like, God damn it, I need to get out. And either you're going to do it consciously, or your spirit's going to do it subconsciously. I just recommend that you do it consciously, because this way it can be constructive and shit like that. But yeah, peace out, y'all. Mental focus. Engineer your focus. Engineer your focus, boys.